Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and showcase the fun that could be had in the world of variant Sudoku, and this puzzle has been requested a couple of times. So, this is a puzzle called Inward Spiral by FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards, and yes, it's only been a couple of days since I've done a puzzle by FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards, but boy am I getting a lot of requests for FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards puzzles, so I'm gonna do them. I have no problem doing a few puzzles. I used to try and keep puzzles by the same setter to spread them out and everything, but people want to see these puzzles, so I'm going to do these puzzles. It's just the way it's going to be. Yeah, it's just the way it's going to be. And it means that I don't have to go hunting. So if these are the puzzles that get submitted and requested and everything, that's what I'm going to do. If you want to see a puzzle done, then my submission guidelines are below. Or if you just send me the details, it's always good. I do need permission from the setter, and one of the advantages is I've got permission from FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards to do any of their puzzles. But I'm looking forward to this one. This one came from FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards' website, and they also have a mailing list so you can subscribe to, where they will send out their a weekly digest of their puzzles. So really, really useful stuff. I don't know about this one. Lots of people have said they'd love to see me give it a try, so I'm going to. So, okay, what do we have? We have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Cages. Digits in cages cannot repeat and must sum to the value shown in the upper left corner of the cage. These are large cages with values. Ooh, this is going to be tricky. But we know that these digits here, for example, sum to 27. And we couldn't, for example, make that a 2. Let's do something middling. We can't make that a 5 and that a 5, and then make those digits sum to 17, because we can't repeat digits in the cage. So that's a thing. Arrows. Digits along an arrow must sum to the value indicated in the circle from which the arrows emerge. So for example, if this was a 4 and a 5, this would be a 9. That would be perfectly fine. Digits may repeat along on an arrow if allowed by other rules. Not in this puzzle. So I can't demonstrate that. They're the rules of the puzzle, no given digits at all. So I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So I didn't notice this. So what do we have here? So these are 4 cells. Those 4 cells are the sum of those 2 arrows. Yeah, but the thing is, these could sum to up to 17. So these are a minimum of, those 2 cells there have to sum to a minimum of 10. But that's easy, because I can't make those any larger than 8 and 9, because the 2 arrowheads are in the same row or box, or however you want to see it. So these couldn't be any larger than 8 and 9. So these can't sum to more than 17. So those, because all 6 of those cells sum to 27, these have to be at least 10. That's not actually that helpful. So that's not leading me anywhere. Can I do that somewhere else? Yeah, this is a larger total. This is the same thing. So those arrowheads are those arrows. So these cells here, these have a maximum sum of 17. So 33 minus 17 is 33 minus 10 is 23, minus 7 is 14? No, that can't be right. 33 minus 17, 33 minus 17. 23 minus 7 is 6. What's wrong with my brain? 16. So these sum to at least 16. So these are 16 and 17, therefore they contain a 9, and they're either 7, 9 or 8, 9, because 16 plus 17, my brain is melted. I'm obviously not, end of a workday is obviously not a great time for me to be recording a puzzle. 16 plus 17, what am I doing wrong? 16 and 17 is 33, because 15 and 15 plus 1 plus 2 is 33, right? So because these have a maximum of 17, but one of these needs to have a 9 on it in that case. So if these were 17, one of those has to have a 9, but if I don't put a 9 in any of those, the maximum these could be would be 15. And if those have a maximum of 15, then I subtract 15 from 33 and those would have to sum to 18 and I can't do it. So there's definitely a 9 in one of those arrows. That's not the 9, that's the 9. That's cool. I like that. And it's possibly the same up here. So I'm going to get rid of this colouring. And I'm going to look at the same here. Because if these were 15, those two digits there would need to sum to 17, which they could do. Because 15 and 17, if these were 8 and 9, then these could be 7, 8, and I'd be okay. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7-cell cage summing to 42. Ah, okay. Right. So this is where we can start using the secret or the sum of 9 or whatever you want to call it. Let's think about an entire row of a Sudoku. We could do the same with a column or a box, but a row, a column, or a box of Sudoku all contain the digits 1 to 9 without any repeats. If you add the digits 1 to 9, you get 45. So any set of the digits 1 to 9 without repeats sums to 45. This, however, is a set of digits that sums to 42, but it's only 7 digits long. So what we need is 45 minus 2 digits that sum to 3, because we need to remove 2 digits and get 40. So we've got 45, we subtract 42, which leaves us with 3. So the 2 digits that aren't in this cage have to sum to 3. So there's no 1 or 2 in this cage. But this cell here sees all of that cage. So if this was anything other than a 1 or a 2, so if I put a 3 here, so we know that this cage is missing 1 and 2 because of that. This cell here, however, if I put a 3 here, that sees every cell in that cage, and I'd have to couldn't put a 3 in that cage, but we know there's a 3 in this cage because this cage has everything but 1 or 2. So this is a 1 or a 2, and there's another 1 or 2 on this arrow. So this is, and this is the same. This is a 1 or a 2, and there's a 1 or a 2 in there. But 41 is the same. 41 is the same. Because 41, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's a lot going on here. 7 digits, which are 45 minus 41, sum to 4. Well, you can do 4 with 1, 3. The next option would need to be 2, 2, and I can't remove 2 2s from a unique set of 1 to 9. So this is a 1 or a 3, because this has got the same geometry as those. Sorry, I'm trying to remove the yellow, not add. So the 1 or a 3, and then there's a 1 or a 3 in here. And this is the same, 1, 3, and then there's a 1 or a 3 in here. What the heck is going on? But it's got to be this math, but I'm not quite seeing it as effectively. If that... So what's the minimum sum of these? If this is 17... If this is 17, these still need to sum to at least 15. So these have to sum to at least 15. So these are from 6, 7, 8, 9. If they're 6, 9... if this sums to... If this is 8, 9... Hang on, I can't put a 9 there because of that 9. And if I put a 9 there, I can't put a 9 there. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can only put 1 9 in those cells because those cells sum to 32. and I can only put 1 9 in them. Oh, this is the other way of looking at it, I suppose. Those cells there sum to 27. And while I can repeat digits, here I can't repeat a 9. And they sum to 32. And I need a 9, because if I don't, the maximum would be 8876, which is 13 plus 16, and 13 and 16 is only 29. So I need it. Is that right? Hang on. Yeah, 8876. The 76 is 13, the 88 is 16, and that only sums to 29. So I must have a 9 in here. So there's a 9 in one of those. But I'm finding this very confusing. Well, we know one of those two is a 9. Because there has to be a 9 in this. Oh, there's a 9 in every one of these cages. So there's a 9 in every one of these cages. So there's a 9 in one of those two. But then I need to put a 9 in this cage. What the heck is going on? I can't repeat digits in... Oh, but I can repeat digits in these sums. 32 in 6. I'm removing 3 digits that sum to 13. Has my brain melted? Yes. Yes, it has. These 2 digits have to appear in this box somewhere. One of them is the 9, and the other one goes on the arrow with a 1 or a 2. Because there has to be a 1 or a 2 in here. What the heck is... This is the most forced cage. I feel I should be able to resolve this. So, what can these be? Maximum this can be is 17. 33 minus 17 is 16. So these are from 789. So that's a 789 triple. So maximum there is... No, that's not doing it. Because... $33. It's 7, 8, and 2 9s. It has to be. Because 7 and 8 is 15, 2 9s is 18, which is 33. Right, that's... And I should be able to do the same up here. Because I can only use 1 9. So if I use 9, 8, 9 and 8 is 17, and then I use 8 and 7 is 15, that's 32. I must do that. This is 9, 8, and 8, 7. So this is an 8, and this is 7, 8, 9 as well. Because 2 8s and 9, 7, because I can't make... That has to be the way it works. Because I can only use 1 9 in here. Because I can't make that a 9, which is the only duplication that's possible. So the maximum I could do is a 9, 8, is 2 8s, which is 16, and then a 9, 7. which is 16. And 16 and 16 is 32. That's the way to think about this. So these are 7, 8, 9. These are 7, 8, 9. Can I do the same here? Where these digits, let's use orange, sum to 30. Well, that can't be a 9. So I've got one 9. Yeah, but there's again more freedom here. Seven, 8, 9. Them. Well, hang on a minute. These are 7, 8, 9. So this can't be a 7. If this is a 7, the 1, 2 on this would have to go with the other digit. Oh. So these two digits. Right. Let's make this digit not red, but dark blue. Dark blue can't repeat in its cage and it can't repeat in its column. So it's one of those two. Red can't repeat on its arrow, can't repeat on it in its cage, and it can't repeat in its column, is 9. Ah, that's the trick. This digit can't be on its arrow because it'd have to go with a 0, can't be in its cage, and it can't be in its column. That's the 8. Man, I'm missing some obvious stuff, aren't I? But this has to be on a 9 arrow. So that's the 7, that's the 9. This now has to either be 1, 8, which is in a particular order. It'd be 1, 8, or it's 2, 7. Now there's no 9 here now. This is very clever. Okay. This 7 must be on this. This can't be 1, 8. It has to be 2, 7 because the 7 is on here. So this isn't 1, 8. This is 2, 7. This is the 1, making this the 3, this the 3. Holy cow. Okay, it took me way too long to see that. But I can do the same with that digit. It can't repeat in its cage, it can't repeat on its own arrow without being a 0, and it can't be that. Those are the same digit. And the same is true here. Those are the same digit. Let's change the orange to light blue. Okay. Nine is in one of these two by Sudoku because I can't put 9 on the arrow. So this isn't a 9. That may mean that this has to be an 8, but I'm not sure about that. Neither of those can be a 9. This can't be a 9 or an 8. This is a maximum 7, and right, if I don't, remember, I can only repeat one digit in all of this. I can only repeat one digit in light blue and light blue sums to 30. Because it's that digit, those digits, and those digits. So light blue sums to 30, but I can only repeat one digit, that digit going into one of those two. And I need a 9, because if I don't use a 9, the maximum would be 8 and 8, which is 16, and then 7 and 6, which would be 13, which doesn't get me to 30. That's only 29. So I must use a 9. I can't put a 9 here because of that. I can't put a 9 here, and I can't put a 9 here because the 9 in this box can't be here, and can't be on an arrow. So the 9 in the cage, that can't be a 9, that can't be a 9, that can't be a 9, that's a 9. Right. Now, the maximum I've got here now is 9 and 8, which is 17, and then 8 and 7, which is 15, which is way over what I need. Okay. Maximum here is 7, but that digit is that digit. And that digit is on the arrow. That digit there can't repeat in its box, and it can't be that digit, because if that digit was that digit, those would be the same digit. So this digit is on the arrow, and that can't be put an 8 on the arrow, because if I put an 8 on the arrow, then this is 1 7, and that's an 8, making that an 8. Because if I put an 8 on the arrow, that would need to be a 9, and I've just proved it can't be. This is bonkers. And now these sum to 16 plus 9, which is 25 to get to 30. That's a 5, which means this is 2 3. That's insane. And that digit is on this arrow, because that digit must go there. So this digit is on the arrow. This digit must go on this arrow and must be lower than 8. Now, this digit must be higher than 5. So 6, 7, 8, or 9. It can't be 8 because it's that digit, and therefore it can't be 8. So it's 6, 7, or 9. But we know this goes with a 1 or a 2 because I can't put a 1 or a 2 in this cage. So this is either 5, 1, 5, 1 or 5, 2. So this isn't a 9. This is only a 6 or a 7. I don't feel I'm explaining this well, but this puzzle is nuts. And there's a 1 on this arrow. This is a 1 7 because I have to put the 1 from the 1 3 in here. Oh, Lord. So I know the sum of, right, I know the sum of this. This is a 7 cage. It's not 1 6. It's either 2 5 or 3 4. This can't be the 5, so this can't be the 2. Okay. Oh, this 8 makes this the 7 and this the 8. So these sum to 7. They could be 1 6. They can't be, so this is 1 6 or 3 4. 8 is right here by Sudoku. 3 is right here by Sudoku. And these 4, 5, and 6. Ooh, good stuff. Very good stuff. This puzzle is mean. So I think I've got to do the math up here now, don't I? Because what's the maximum that could be? 7. So the maximum these could sum to is 13. So the maximum here is set. No, this is a 6 because of that 7. So this is 1 5. So this is the 2. Okay. But this could be a 7. If it's not a 7, could these be 11? These maximum those could sum to with 9 and 8 is 17. Which would mean that these would need to sum to 10. So that's, but this can't be a 4. So 4, 5, 7. Sorry, 4, 5, 7 is all it could be. But if this is a 4, making these 10 and these 8, 9, this would need to be 1, 3, and it can't be. So this can't be a 4. If this was a 5, could that be 2, 3? Maybe. Oh, this is a 6. Because that digit is there. And we still need, So we've got 12. Those two digits there need to sum to 15 because it's those 4 digits that need to sum to 27. Those sum to 12. 27 minus 12 is 15. If that was a 5, that would need to be a 10. That's a 7, and that is an 8. That's so cool. Holy cow, this puzzle. How did they find this? This needs to sum to 7. It's not 1, 6. It's not 2, 5. This is 3, 4. One can't be in any of those. 1 can't be in any of those. That's a 1. 5 in this row is up here. Flippin' heck. Now I've just got to figure out the Sudoku and how it's working. 1 isn't here, so 6 isn't here. 1 can't be in those because of the 1, 5, can't be in those because of the 1, 7. Yeah, this is... Oh, I possibly could have done this as well. No, I do need to put a 2 in this cage. I can't put a 2 down here. 2 is in... Well, 2 is in here. Well, 2's in one of those. This can't be one... What's this triple? 2, 5, 9. Well, there's no 9 in those, so that's the 9. This is a 2, 5. One's not in any of those, so 1 is in one of those 2. What is this quadruple? 4, 5, 8, 9. So 8 is over here. 8 is in one of those 2, and that 8 looks up saying not there. And that's because I couldn't repeat 8 in this cage or box. So these are 4, 5, and 9. So 4, 5, 9. This can't be a 5. This one can't be a 9. This one can't be a 9. This is a 4, 5 pair. This is the 9. So now these are down to triples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 7 goes into there. And 3 comes out of those because of the 3 in the corner. That's the 3. This is a 4, 7. Which means I know what this pair is. Well, one of them is a 9 and I can't put a 9 there. So that's the 9. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 6. Turning around and saying that's not a 6. This is a triple now. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 2, 4, 5. You would think I would see something more on that, but I'm not. But this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 2, 6, and 9. There's no 9 there. There's no 6 or 9 there. That's the 2, so that's the 6, that's the 9. The 6... The 2 looks across making that the 5 and that the 2. The 5 looks across making that the 1 and that the 5. The 1 looks back making that the 7 and that the 1. The 1 looks down saying that's not the 1, that's the 1. The 7 looks down making that the 2 and that the 7. The 7 looks across making that the 1 and that the 7. I could have used the 1 looking down, but I got it this way. The 7 looks across making that the 4 and that the 7, which looks back making that the 3 and that the 4, taking 4 out of there, which takes 3 out of there. The 3 looks down, making that the 2 and that the 3, which takes 2 out of those, making that the 2. So this box, 1, 2, 3, 4... 4, I've got 5, 6, and 7. 6 isn't in those. That's the 6. This is a 4, 7, which I'm not seeing how to resolve. This puzzle is bonkers. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. So this is from 4, 5, 6. Three is not there. So this is not 4. That's a 4, 5 pair. 2 in this column is in one of those two. 3 in this column is in one of those two. Okay, I think I need to look down here. 1's not in any of those, so 1 is in one of those two. 2 isn't there or there or there. That's a 2. 3 isn't in any... Oh, 3 makes that 6 and that 1. The 6 means this isn't the 6. So the 4-5 pair makes both of those 6. So this is 4 or 5, and the 4 is looking down, making that 5, that 4, that 5, looking across, making that 4 and that 5. These, well, that's not the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 3 and 4, and the 3 is looking down, making that 4 and that 3. Okay, let's look at these triples. 1, 5, 9. The 5 and the 9 means that's the 1. I could have just used the 2 ones that weren't there. And the 9 makes that the 5 and that the 9. This triple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 7 and the 8 means that's the 2, take out the 2s, and the 8 makes that the 7 and that the 8. The 7 makes that the 4 and that the 7. 3, 4, and 6 go into those. The 4 and the 6 makes that the 3, taking the 3 out of those. The 6 makes that the 4 and that the 6. But more importantly, the 3 makes that the 2, making that the 5, looking at making that the 4 and that the 5. And these are the final 2 digits. 1, 2, I need to put a 3 in. I can't put it there. That's the 3, that's the 4, and that finishes the puzzle. 120 solves in 27 solves in 17 days. Again, this puzzle has not got the attention it deserves. I may not have solved this the most efficient way, but finding all of those different geometry ticks, this digit not being able to repeat in the cage, this digit needing to be that digit, this digit needing to be on the arrow, so this digit needing to be lower than that digit. In every case, that digit needed to be lower than this digit because it needed to be on the arrow for this digit with the digit, the partner of the digit that was in the corner that not on the cage. All of that stuff good. And then being able to turn around and say these 4 digits in each of these is the sum of that cage, and therefore you've got a single repeat to work with, and therefore you could figure out what digits do I have to play with those single repeats in order to get it there. This is really clever. The positioning on this was pristine. This puzzle should be featured by I would love to see this puzzle in particular featured by every single solving channel, like Timotab, Logic Lemur, Puzzle Patzer, Cracking the Cryptic, and see how different people tackle the different tricks in this puzzle. I'd love to see that. This is great. This is really good. I love it. Inward Spiral by FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards. What a puzzle. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. And as always, good luck with your solving.